contemporary instrumental space music on our Program 400 special Artifacts. One of the biggest trends we've tracked during the last 3 years of programs is the rise of multicultural world music to a new level of popularity.
He looks great this way. It's like everything. There you go.
Now you can conduct the interview.
All right. So, what is it that makes it the jade thing?
My theory, and it is my theory, is that the pinnacle is actually an ancient Indian artifact comparable to the Sphinx, and it was the first Sphinx-type monument on Earth. Notice the bulbous shape and the slope of the Sphinx. I believe that aliens, jealous of this achievement on Earth, shot off the head. It tumbled down, creating Eckville, shattering into the rocks that we see down at the base. It slopes back, and at the hump or the rump of the Sphinx would be the apex and also pyramid shape, which would be now Hawk Mountain. Based in the Blue Mountain Horseshoe here would be a perfect conductor for extraterrestrial experiments. This being, I feel that this site dates to at least the 3rd millennium and has not only religious and ancient astronaut significance, but also can provide us with many clues about our own future existence. Let us continue up the road.
Up towards the rump of the...
Up towards the rump. Now we are proceeding along what would be the left front shoulder of the Sphinx, if the head was still attached. Let's get a view of that, shall we? Towards the sun there. They blind us. Right. Now this theory was first put forward by Mr. Xavier...
Shariakin?
No, that was the other man who worked on the Blue Mountain marsh monster disappearance. Schumbach, that's right. Thaddeus Schumbach first developed this theory in around 1865. It was said that he uncovered tablets in which the outline in ancient script of the Sphinx with the head attached was complete.
And what about the rumors of the townswomen losing all sense of control and going into frenzies?
That's quite right. These frenzies were reported by Schumbach, who tossed many of the townswomen down the well. Unfortunately, his credibility was shaken in the 1870s when it was reputed that he was a mass murderer. Now we are on the slope of the Hawk Mountain, and we noticed that many of the birds use this point as a reference to their southward migration. We feel that not just as the birds did, but also that the ancient astronauts that were mapping the planet Earth used this also as a reference point in their flights and navigation. If you take the 2 points of the Sphinx and this in Egypt at Giza, and also our Sphinx here in Kempton, you can draw a straight line between the two. Now that proves conclusively that it took at least a few thousand years to complete. It may have been started by one race of people and continued by another, or it may have been initiated, one theory suggests, by aliens, by the second race, and completed by the first, or that the first initiators of the Sphinx were actually ancient astronauts, and that the Native Americans were just passing Schumbach's house on the right there, who was first privy to this information. And now we approach the visitor center. Hawk Mountain Naturalist Park has been downplaying this theory, even though I believe that many of their ornithologists have certain knowledge of its validity. The many rocks around here that you see strewn on the sides of the Sphinx would definitely indicate that a large explosion took place when such as a solar laser beam would have hit the head and shattered it. It must have been a quite powerful thing, and thus creating the shower of rock.
Much like Krakatoa and Vesuvius.
Exactly. Exactly the same thing. I believe that those were not accidents, that this was a definite planned piece of sabotage.